Okay, when you can get on YouTube's radar and get them to recommend or suggest your video to other people, that's when things really get exciting. I mean, we're talking your channel just has huge exponential growth. So how do you do that? How do you get YouTube's attention? Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of boring slides. I say boring because they're slides, but it's exciting content, okay? I'm just going to show you a little bit of it because there's a formula. So you see here, my 4-month spike formula, okay? You follow this formula and at the 4-month mark, you'll get a spike. You'll get a promotion from YouTube. They will start to suggest your videos to a much bigger audience. So the first ingredient, it says, is my leaf strategy. Now what's my leaf strategy? Well, I follow a tree analogy. So picture this. A tree has a broad trunk that goes out to branches, that goes out to leaves. Okay? The trunk represents your broad expertise, your broad area of expertise. And each branch represents all the different categories that you have expertise in. Okay? The leaves, those represent the specific questions that people are asking in all your areas of expertise. So it goes broad to branches, right, out to the very, very, very specific leaf topics. That's the leaf strategy. And I want to give you some examples of that. And then I'm going to finish the 4 ingredients so that you know how you can get a massive spike on your channel. Every time I've produced a channel that follows these 4 ingredients, we've gotten a spike at that 4-month mark. There has not been an exception. There have been some exceptions where 1 or more of the ingredients is missing of the 4. Okay, but every time that these 4 ingredients are there, there's always a spike. And so you will get YouTube to recommend your content at that 4-month mark. Okay, my favorite tool is the Keyword Magic tool. And I go into more detail on using this tool in my leaf strategy video right there. But I'm going to show you now how that relates to this video in getting your channel to spike. Okay, so my friend Katie Gutierrez, she is an interior designer. And so we type in living room design, and let me skip ahead. These are the 20 different questions that we picked out from the results that we chose to film videos on. So look at this. How to design a living room with high ceilings. How to design a living room with large windows. How to design a living room with a corner fireplace. Okay, these are golden nuggets. If you make videos with these titles, you'll post it to YouTube and they'll rank #1 on YouTube right then. Like that night, they're gonna rank #1 on YouTube. Okay, why do I start there? Why do I start with my leaf strategy? Because you can control it and predict it. I can do research and know what people are searching for. So I can predict what they're searching for, and I can control that my videos are gonna answer those questions. I can control and predict search traffic. I put a video on YouTube, get it to rank, and I can predict that traffic. Predicting what videos will be promoted by YouTube is out of my control, but I can control that, so I start with what I can control. Okay, now let me give you the other 3 ingredients. The leaf strategy is the first ingredient. Second ingredient is you've got to have 10 to 12 minute episodes. Okay, 10 to 12 minutes, that's an average. Some episodes might be shorter, like 7 minutes. Some episodes might be longer, like 20 minutes. But have your videos on average be 10 to 12 minutes in length. That's a second ingredient for this formula. Third ingredient, you need a good average view duration. If people are only watching 1 minute of a 10-minute video, that's not so good. That's not so good. You want people watching at least 4.5 minutes of a 10-minute episode. Ideally get them up in the 5 or 6 minute range. So that's the third ingredient. You've got to have people watching your content. If people get bored and leave in the beginning, or if they just don't know how good your content is because you didn't set proper expectations of what's coming, you're going to need to fix that strategy and make sure that your videos have an average view duration of 45% or higher. Okay, ingredient number 4 is you've got to launch 5 episodes per week. I'm smiling because I knew that there's a group of people walking behind me and they're all blurry. Okay, 5 episodes per week. That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? 5 episodes per week. But yeah, that's the critical ingredient to having your channel spike at that 4-month mark. Okay, so you've got to do these things. You've got to be this aggressive for 4 months, and your channel will spike. Okay, this is the 4-month time horizon when on the Chris Crone channel, we took it to 5 episodes per week. The next day, boom, we had our spike. So 4 months, we had our spike. A couple months later, you see we had even bigger spikes. This first one above August 10th, that was the big spike that you saw right here. Then we had a couple other spikes that just blew it away. Okay, another channel, we had the spike a week before the 4-month mark. Then if we add another few months to that, you see that first little hill in the middle of the screen, that was the first spike. So now, a couple months later, we had a massive spike beyond that. Okay, what we're looking at here is just showing you a channel where we've had spike after spike after spike by following this formula, and the first one happened at the same time horizon. Okay, start there. Start with the leaf strategy. Just put out leaf video after leaf video after leaf video, and at 4 months, your channel will spike. And then guess what you can do? You can go into your YouTube analytics, see which video is getting the most views, which video is causing that spike, and then you can create a sequel. You can recreate that same video with the same title, same content, but make the content even better, make the video even longer. You put that video on your channel and you'll get another spike. Okay, you'll get a bigger spike. Now, just to give you an idea how real that sequel technique is, we made a video on the Chris Crone channel. In fact, I'll link to a playlist right here. So the playlist will have 2 videos in it. Both of the videos will be titled How to Invest Your Money in Your 20s. The first video is about 5 minutes long, and we noticed it was doing well. It had gotten up to over 60,000 views. And we also noticed that majority of those views were coming from YouTube suggesting that video. So we decided to create a sequel, make it longer, make it better. We created the second version, which you'll see in that playlist. We made a 20-minute episode, and we walked through his house. We made it a lot more engaging, and he's able to go into a lot more detail of that same story. Now, the first 2 weeks of launching that sequel video, it did perform above average. It was cool. It wasn't a spike, but it was like, yeah, this video is doing well. And then boom, it just took off. Over the next 5 weeks, our YouTube channel doubled in size. We went from 80,000 subscribers to 160,000 subscribers. Again, that was just in 5 weeks from doing the strategy that I've shared in this video. So start out with the leaf strategy, going after those niche search topics. Watch my leaf strategy video so you can learn how to do that exactly. At the 4-month mark, you'll get a spike. And when you get a spike, look what video caused the spike and create a sequel. So you've got 2 assignments next. I want you to go watch my leaf strategy video and go ahead and check out that playlist so you can see the first and the second version of how to invest your money in your 20s that did so well for us.